Okay, good morning to one and all. Today I am going to demonstrate something to you. This is regarding audio file. What I am going to do in this one is I have some audio signal with me. Let's consider some song. I have some audio file with me. And this is not pure audio signal. This is along with noise. Or x of t, what are you consider? X of t in continuous case, x of n in discrete case. Is song plus noise, and this noise frequency band is from 0 Hz to 20 kHz. In general, what is the frequency range for song? Song is same as audio file, voice plus music. Yeah, what is the range of frequencies?
20 Hz to 20 kilohertz.
In general, this is from 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, right? What we are having here is we have that song, our signal 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, plus noise also there. Noise also falling in the same frequency band. For example, if my signal, let me have this one, x of t equals to signal s of t plus n of t. If this is from 0 Hz to 3 kilohertz, for example, and if this is from 4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz, noise is from 4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz, and signal is from 0 Hz to 3 kilohertz. Then how can I separate my signal from the noise? If I try to play this x of t, I am going to listen both signal and noise together, because this is an audible frequency range only, right? If I want to listen to only s of t part, how can I listen to that one?
Low pass filter.
Yeah, you can simply apply low pass filter with a cutoff frequency between anywhere between 3 kilohertz to 4 kilohertz, right? I can simply go for low pass filter with a cutoff frequency between anywhere between 3 kilohertz to 4 kilohertz. With the help of this, I can remove this one. For example, in the frequency domain, I might have something like this. This is my x of f, for example, spectrum of that one. And this is my mod s of f. This part corresponds to mod s of f up to 3 kilohertz. And let me consider, yeah, by default you can go for symmetry this side, by default. This is 4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. This corresponds to noise part. This is n of f. If I simply apply low pass filter with a cutoff frequency anywhere between 3 to 4 kilohertz, I can remove this part totally, right? I can simply remove this part with the help of this low pass filter. Because low pass filter is having, if this is ideal low pass filter, this is having 0 gain in the stop band. 0 into this one, this got nullified. The pass band gain of 1. Then I can listen to only s of t, right? I can remove the noise, I can listen to only my song. That's what my opinion. Suppose my signal is from, my signal is from 0 to 3 kilohertz, 0 to 3 kilohertz. This is my signal, and my noise is from 0 to 20 kilohertz. For example, this is my noise. It's a noise spectrum. This is my signal spectrum. This corresponds to my noise spectrum. This is from 0 to 20 kilohertz. Can I remove this noise totally? Is it possible? Can I apply low pass filter with a cutoff frequency 3 kilohertz and remove this one? Is it possible or not? Yeah, you can think and answer. If I apply low pass filter with a cutoff frequency 3 kilohertz, I can remove only this part of noise. Is it possible for me to remove this noise?
No, sir.
Is it possible or not? No, right? It's not possible to remove that noise. We can remove only the out of band noise. You see, in band noise. In band noise means that noise frequency component also falling in our signal frequency band. This is called as in band noise. We can't remove in band noise with the help of this filter, but we can remove this out of band noise. This frequency band is different from our signal frequency band. This part we can remove. At least up to some noise we can remove, right? Up to that we can do. Yeah, that's what we are going to see in this. I'll try to play this. 0 to 20 kilohertz, some noise is added to our song. And I'm going to play that song. I'm just running this program. You are going to listen to some noisy song. Yeah, that will take some few seconds. Okay, have you observed any noise in this song? Is there any noise? You know that. Have you listened to any song, any noise in this song?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here listen is noise, right? Now I'll like to apply low pass filter with a cutoff frequency of 3 kilohertz. And trying to enter this cutoff frequency. 3000 hertz or 3 kilohertz cutoff frequency. I am applying noisy song to 3 kilohertz low pass filter. I'm just trying to do filtering operation. After that, we'll listen to the song once again. After filtering with 3 kilohertz low pass filter. Okay, is it looking good compared to earlier one, or this is bad compared to earlier one? Is it good or bad as compared to our earlier nice song?
Good, sir.
Oh, this is good, right? But are you able to remove the noise totally? Better than first, but we can't say we have removed that noise fully because we are unable to remove that in-band noise, right? There is some noise between 0 to 3 kilohertz also. That part we are unable. Frequency contribution to our actual song is very, very low after 3 kilohertz, right? Have you observed that? Is it true or false? In this particular song, we have very small component for our song. That's the reason we are able to might have yes, sorry for the disturbance. There is a network failure actually. Okay, are you able to hear? Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. What you observed in earlier song is almost most of the frequency components are up to 3 kilohertz in that song. That's why you are able to get that signal even after filtering by low pass filter with cutoff frequency 3 kilohertz, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, whatever we have done, that everything we have done in digital domain only, right? We have not used
Sir, are you
any
sharing
that
in the
analog hardware.
presentation?
Okay, presentation is it visible? Okay, I need to share once
Yeah,
again, right?
yeah, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, is it visible?
Yeah, sir, no.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Whatever we had done, everything we had done in the digital domain only with the help of digital filters. I have not used any analog filters in this, right? I just used some processor with some memory. I have written some code for that and I filtered that, right? That's the benefit of digital systems. I try to remove that out of band noise in my signal. Just one example. Okay, let me go for a brief introduction to digital systems. Before that, let's have a look into this. X of t equals to cos 2 pi ft. This is analog signal. What is the frequency of this signal? This is some sinusoidal signal or some cosine signal, right? Cos 2 pi ft. In this case, f is the frequency in hertz, right? In hertz. This is frequency in hertz. You can try to remember these notations because we are going to follow the same notations throughout our course. This is capital omega. Then what are the units of capital omega?
Radian per second.
Okay, this is in radians per second, right? It's in radians per second. If you want to have a better view of this one, let's consider cos theta, where theta will be in radians, right? Theta will be in radians, cos theta. In this case, theta corresponds to omega t. That means omega t units should be radians. Then the units of omega should be radians per second, right? Second gets cancelled out. Similarly, you can think about this one. Frequency is in per second, right? Second inverse are hertz. Like that you can think. This is capital omega notation. We are going to use for analog frequency in radians per second, where omega equals to 2 pi into f. F is in hertz. This is our analog frequency in radians per second. This is our analog frequency in hertz. And let me try to sample this. Sampling means, suppose I have some cosine signal like this, some cosine signal as follows. For example, +1 to -1. See time. I will try to sample this at regular intervals. For example, I will try to sample this as follows. These are my samples in uniform intervals. Uniform intervals means this gap is same. Sample to sample gap is same. I am doing uniform sampling. For example, this is my 0, t equal to 0. This is t axis, right? And let me call this like ts. Then what will be this one? If that is uniform sampling, then what is this x coordinate? 2ts, right? This sample to sample gap is ts always. Uniform sampling. Zero ts, 2ts. Then what will be this one? Yes, yeah, you can respond. What is that next one?
3ts.
Okay, 3ts, right? This will be 3ts, this will be 4ts, 5ts, 6ts, and so on like this. What I am doing here is I am trying to sample this at every ts, where n is integer. N integer, right? X of t, 0 into ts, x of 1 into ts, x of 2 ts, x of 3 ts like this one. I am trying to sample this at regular intervals. Uniform sampling. And after that, I'll try to convert each of these sample into binary format. I'll try to represent each of these samples in the form of zeros and ones. I'll try to convert this into bit sequence, each of these samples. If I am able to convert them into bit sequences, I can store that in my digital memory, right? That's what I am going to plan. I'll try to sample this analog signal first. After that, I'll try to convert that into binary format with the help of encoder. Sampling followed by quantization plus encoding. We'll try to see that later. Conversion of analog signal to discrete signal first. After converting into discrete time signal, I'll try to convert this into binary form. Binary means digital signal. Next, I'll try to convert this into binary with the help of encoder. Now I can try to process this binary data with the help of my program or code. As you have seen earlier, right? In the MATLAB, we have run that noise removal application, right? Everything we have done with the help of digital domain only, that program, everything. We can process this binary data or binary song plus noise combination, right? That's what we have done with the help of that processor, program, and memory. Once you process that with the help of our digital system, we can simply apply that to digital to analog converter followed by speakers. That's what we had done, right? What we had done in that case is, I am trying to record my song XRT, but unfortunately, what happened is, for this I am using microphone. With the help of microphone, I am trying to record this song, live song, but unfortunately, some noise gets added to this song. This is my actual song, but my recorded signal is SRT plus NRT, song plus noise. Microphone followed by analog to digital converter. As I am trying to record this noisy song, the output of analog to digital converter also noisy, right? Along with the noise. After that, what I am doing is, I am simply trying to remove that noise with the help of, at least that out of band noise, with the help of digital signal processor and some memory, right? And writing some code for that one, low pass filter, and trying to remove that out of band noise from the song. That's what I had done. After that, I need to apply that one to digital to analog converter, followed by speakers, transducer, right? Once again. That's what we had done in our earlier system. The entire that processing or removal of noise we had done with the help of digital signal processor only. This is not analog system, this is a digital system. Okay, that's what we have done. Let me try to sample that signal x of t. This is a signal that we consider 2 pi ft, or we can represent by cos omega t. X of nts. At every ts interval, I am sampling this, where n is integer. N belongs to integer numbers, z, right? This can be any negative integer, positive integer, or including 0. If I do this operation, replace t with nts, then I am going to get cos 2 pi f into nts, right? And this can be written as follows: cos 2 pi f by fs into n. Can someone comment what is fs means? Yeah, what is fs here?
Sample frequency.
Sample frequency, right? In this case, I am replacing 1 by ts with fs, right? Implies ts equals to 1 by fs. I am replacing ts with 1 by fs. Then I got this one, right? This is called as sampling rate. And this ts called as, what is ts means? You can have a look into this ts. This sample to sample gap is ts. That is sampling period, right? ts is called as sampling period. Because for every ts interval, I am trying to sample my signal x of t, right? That's what I had done there. A sampling period. and sampling rate corresponds to 1 by Ts. Why this is called as sampling rate? Can you guess? For example, I'll try to give this. If Ts equals to 1 microsecond, for example, Ts equals to 1 microsecond sampling period, then what is the meaning of sampling rate? What this is conveying? What are the units of this?
Hertz.
No,
1/2
not in
second.
hertz.
Second inverse.
No, yeah, that's fine. See, the units that you are going to tell, that's okay for me, but I want some intuition. I'm calling this like a rate, sampling rate.
It is per second, sir.
Number of samples per second, right?
Yes, sir.
Samples per second. Per second, I am trying to take 10 power 6 samples. For example, yeah, just for your understanding, let's consider six, or for every 1 microsecond, I am taking samples. I have 10 power 6 such microseconds. Total 10 power 6 samples I am taking per second, right? Per second. The number of samples per second corresponds to sampling rate. This is called as sampling rate. This is called as sampling period. See, samples per second. X of NTS equals to cos 2 pi f by, yeah, up to this we had done, right, into n. Now I'll try to go one step ahead and I'll try to write like this. Then what is omega in this? See, called as digital signal or discrete time signal, like that you can think. Yeah. You see, after quantization is called as a digital. We'll try to discuss that later. What is omega? This is small omega. We are using capital omega for analog case. Analog means this is radians per second, right? In analog case. Is small omega for digital case. This is called as digital frequency. Digital frequency. This is analog frequency. Analog frequency means either omega or f notation we'll try to follow. F means in hertz. Capital omega means radians per second. It's a digital frequency. Yeah, what is omega in this?
2 pi f by fs.
Yes, 2 pi f by fs, where fs is the sampling rate. This corresponds to digital frequency omega. And this is my digital signal with a frequency of omega. Then what are the units of omega?
Radians.
Radians. See, per sample. Radians per sample. The reason is, if I have cos theta, what are the units of theta? Theta units are radians, right? Theta means radians. Omega n corresponds to radians and omega corresponds to radians per sample. If I remove this part, the radians per sample is a digital frequency. Okay, one of you can answer cos okay, before this, let me go with an example itself. Okay, what is the relation between these two? Cos pi by 4n and cos 9 pi by 4n. What is the relation between them? Let me call this as a digital signal x1 of n. Let me call this as digital signal x2 of n. Is there any
Both-
relation between these?
Both have same period.
No. Yeah, forget about period. That's good. Both are having same period. Can I say these two are identical for all n? Integer. Yeah. Are they identical? See, I can try to write like this. See,
2 pi plus
2 pi plus pi by 4 into n. Is it okay? Cos 2 pi n plus pi by 4n. I can write like this, right? That's same as x1 of n. Here, cos 2 pi into integer plus theta. What is this? Cos 2 pi into integer plus theta. Where n is integer. Then what is this?
Cos theta only, sir.
Yeah, cos theta 1, right? You are going to get once again cos theta. Okay, I'll try to rewrite one more thing. This is for any n, irrespective of n, but n should be integer. N should be integer. Can I write like this? Is it true or false? Is it true? Cos 2 pi t plus theta equals to cos theta. Is it true or false? Where t belongs to real space. This can be any real number. This is continuous time. Is it true?
No, sir.
This is not true, right? This is true only when t is integer. For integer values of t, that is true. Because t can be any real value, right? This need not be integer when t belongs to r. For discrete case, this is true always, irrespective of your n, because n is always integer. There is a difference between analog and digital. Yeah, now I will try to ask some question. When coming to analog, this side digital, some x of t equals to cos 2 pi ft, and x of n equals to cos omega n. See, radians per sample omega. F is in hertz or per second, or if I call it like capital omega, this is in radians per second. Then what happens if I increase my f? If I increase my f, what happens to frequency? Frequency of oscillations. Frequency of oscillations. What happens to this if I increase my f?
increases.
Increases, right? For example, this is my 1 Hz signal. Let me call it like 1 Hz signal. And if I try to increase my frequency, let me make it like 2. 2 Hz means there should be 2 cycles in this duration, right? Like this will proceed, right? Yeah, I am unable to draw perfectly with this pad. As the frequency keeps on increasing, this corresponds to 2 hedges. If I increase my frequency further and further, the number of oscillations per second also keeps on increasing, right? Frequency of oscillations also keeps on increasing if I increase my frequency. If I increase further, this will increase further. This is true for analog case. Then what about digital case? Is it true? If I increase my omega, frequency of oscillations also increases, but there is some constraint. What is that constraint?
Number of samples decreases.
Sampling rate.
No. You can try to map with the help of this. You can see the oscillations of this one is same as oscillations of this, right? The two are having same oscillations. They are identical. In fact, they are identical. That means for every 2 pi, that is repeating, right? That frequency is repeat. That frequency of oscillation is repeating for every 2 pi interval, right? If you keeps on increasing this one, it doesn't mean that this should increase for digital. After some time, that will repeat, right? That will try to repeat the same thing. Yeah, that's the difference with digital frequency and analog frequency. Yeah, we'll try to look into that in depth later. This need not be true always. This need not increase. Sometimes that may decrease also. We'll try to see that later. Okay, just for my convenience, yeah, what I am going to consider is let me consider someone gave me an analog to digital converter. We don't have in depth in this, right? At this point of time, let's assume that someone gave me good analog to digital converter. After converting to digital, I'll try to process that signal with the help of my digital signal processor. I can modify this signal in whatever manner I want with the help of a digital signal processor. After that, I'll try to convert back to analog signal, digital to analog converter. After that, transducers. Yeah, whatever transducer you want. See my output y of t. After digital to analog, this is also analog output, right? This is analog. This can be represented by x of n. This can be represented by y of n, digital. X of n processed by some program in some manner, and I got the concerned output y of n. After that, I converted to analog, y of t. You may have one transducer here. You may have one more transducer here. Some extra thing is there. Yeah, this is the main thing of your DSP. Okay, what is the constant frequency for this? We started with cos 2 pi ft, and after that we sampled that signal cos 2 pi f nts. At every ts interval we sampled. From there we got this expression m by fs into n, where this corresponds to omega in radians per sample, and this corresponds to capital omega in radians per second. That's what we had until now. Then what is the equivalent frequency for F1 hedges? This is my analog frequency. Then what is the concerned digital frequency? Based on this, you can analyze and answer.
F by Fs, sir.
2 pi f by fs, right? This is 2 pi f by fs. This is my digital frequency. This corresponds to 2 pi f by fs, where fs corresponds to sampling rate, number of samples per second. This is my analog. This is my digital. Equivalent example, my F1 H analog signal. I am going to get digital frequency, digital signal with this frequency. Omega 1 equals to 2 pi F1 by Fs. Suppose my frequency is F2 Hz, analog frequency. Then what is my digital frequency? The 2 pi F2 by Fs, right? That means there is some one-to-one relation between this one to this one. But there is some constraint which we are going to discuss deeply maybe after a few classes. Just for understanding, I'll try to give that constraint. That analog frequency f should be less than or equals to fs by 2, where fs is the sampling rate. F should be less than or equals to fs by 2. Up to that point, this mapping is okay for me. If I exceed fs by 2, if my analog frequency is more than fs by 2, I won't get this kind of mapping. I am going to get some aliasing effect, which we are going to discuss later. Now, based on this, can you just comment me what the highest allowed analog signal frequency as an input to analog to digital converter? Yeah, what the answer for this? I want this one-to-one mapping. I have analog frequency f1. After analog to digital conversion, I am going to get omega 1 equals to 2 pi f1 by fs. This is allowed only up to this frequency, f less than or equals to fs by 2. It means my highest allowed analog signal frequency as an input to analog to digital converter is, what is that? Yes, what is that? That's fs by 2, right? That should be fs by 2. Or that can be denoted by fmax. Maximum allowed input frequency for your ADC will be fs by 2, is the highest one. Then what is the meaning of this? Can someone give intuitive meaning for this? For example, my sampling rate equals to 10 kilo samples per second. 10,000 samples per second. Then what should be the analog frequency? Less than or equals to how much?
Fs by 2.
5 Hz.
Yeah, that should be 5 kilohertz, right? Less than or equals to fs by 2. Up to 5 kilohertz I can allow. That's what my claim for using that digital signal processor.
Sir, how
This is
it,
my claim. Yeah.
sir,
You can continue.
actually fs by 2 means it doesn't change the units of that, right? Fs by 2 means we only substitute the values. There is no chance of getting cancelled of that units. How you are
see.
just mainly writing heads.
Yeah, I will tell that one.
Okay, sir.
Can I call H as second inverse?
Yes, sir.
That's what I am doing. That's it. I am doing nothing more than this.
Okay,
This
sir.
is just for my intuitive feeling. I am always trying to call it like second samples per second, just for my intuitive feeling. Because Fs means number of samples per second, right? Sampling rate. I'm just representing these units in other manner. That's it. Both are same. There's no difference at all. Just
Okay,
for my
sir.
intuitive understanding. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm confused at samples. That's why.
So this is just for our intuitive feeling.
Okay.
Because if I say sampling rate means, and if you answer like 10 kilohertz, people might feel that like frequency, right? Instead of sampling rate. Just for that intuitive feeling, we are going for this one, per second notation, instead of hedges. That's the only thing we are doing. Okay. Yeah. A plus n equals to 5 kilohertz. Yeah, the meaning of this one is I have analog to digital converter with Fs equals to 10 kilo samples per second. Now the maximum allowed input frequency is 5 kilohertz. F less than or equal to 5 kilohertz. Now can I process audio signal with the help of this? Is it possible or not? I have this limitation. Can I process my entire audio signal? What is the range of frequencies for audio signal?
4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz.
Audio means up to 20 kilohertz, right?
20 kilohertz.
20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Voice or speech means this might be roughly up to 300 hertz to is a rough 3.5 kilohertz. I can allow this one. There is no problem at all. But I can't allow this, right? Due to this issue. This is above. There are some frequency components which are above 5 kilohertz. There are some frequency components above 5 kilohertz also in that one. I can't process that straight away. But I can try to process my voice signal. Okay, I'll try to ask a question. Let me have ADC. DSP. Where Fs equals to 10 kilo samples per second. This is my X of t, where X of t is audio file. Yeah, can someone answer? What is the highest frequency allowed at this point?
5 kilohertz.
5 kilohertz, right? Now I want to process my audio file with the help of this DSP. It's not possible for me to process that entire band because some band is above 5 kilohertz that can't be processed with the help of this setup. But by introducing some block before this, I can do that one. What is that block? I require this constraint, right? I'll try to design a block which will try to satisfy this condition. Then what should be this? Is it okay? Low pass filter. I can go for analog low pass filter with the cutoff frequency. What is that? Fc equal to Fc equal to 5 kilohertz. I can simply go for an analog low pass filter with a cutoff frequency 5 kilohertz. Then this will try to remove the frequency components in the audio file above 5 kilohertz. And I am going to get up to 5 kilohertz as my input to ADC. I can process this. Is it okay? Or do we have any? I'm simply removing frequency components which are above 5 kilohertz in that audio file. Then I'm going to process that file only. Is it okay, or are you missing any information in this?
We are missing information, sir.
Yes, you are missing some information, right? There might be some frequency components above 5 kilohertz also in your audio file. That part we are neglecting. We are trying to remove that part. And we are trying to process only the part up to 5 kilohertz. But in this audio file, we are not trying to remove speech part, right? Because speech part might be up to 3.5 kilohertz. And there might be some music components also up to 5 kilohertz. We are trying to remove the music signal components above 5 kilohertz. That's what we are doing. After that, we are processing with the help of digital signal bus. Even you can think, right? All audio files may not have dominant music signal components above 5 kilohertz, as we have seen in our last experiment, right? We just played up to 3 kilohertz only after filtering, but you are almost getting the same song, right? It means your music signal frequency components also might be negligible or might be less dominant after 3 kilohertz. That's why you are able to get almost the same information. In such scenario, this is okay, right? I can simply go for analog low pass filter with a cutoff frequency of fs by 2. This cutoff frequency should be fs by 2. The general version, right? fs by 2. In that way, I can proceed, right? This is called as anti-aliasing filter. Anti-aliasing filter. Yes, now I'll ask a question. Analog frequency fHs corresponds to, in digital, omega equals to 2 pi f by fs. And f1 Hz corresponds to omega 1 equals to 2 pi f1 by fs. f2 Hz corresponds to omega 2 equals to 2 pi f2 by fs, where f1 comma f2 less than or equals to fs by 2. Both are less than fs by 2. Then I can simply go for this operation. The equivalent digital frequency. This is equivalent digital frequency after converting into digital domain. You can think of like this. Yeah, let me have this. Analog signal applied to ADC, analog to digital converter. Then I got the concerned digital signals as follows. This is cos omega 1 n. The concerned thing is cos omega 1 n. This is cos omega 2 n. If my input is cos 2 pi f1t and this is cos 2 pi f2t, and after applying to ADC, I got cos omega 1 n, cos omega 2 n as follows. Now, there is a mechanism DAC, digital to analog converter. Digital to analog converter. Forget about digital signal bus. I'm not doing any extra processing. Now, if I try to apply cos omega 1 n, then what will be my output? This is omega 1 n. Yeah, what is my output? See, ADC input is cos 2 pi f1t and output of ADC is cos omega 1 n. ADC input is cos 2 pi f2t, output is cos omega 2 n. I am going for DAC, analog to digital, analog to digital. Now digital to analog. Then what should be this output? Yes, you can answer. Yeah, you can interact, right? Yeah, what is your guess? What is the output? Digital to analog, right? 2 pi
F1T.
f1t. And if my input is cos omega to n, the output of this one is cos 2 pi f2t. With these conditions, right? f1, f2 less than or equal to fs by 2. Let's assume that we are satisfying these conditions and we are going with that only. That's what we are doing, right? For suppose I multiply this with 0.2, then what is my output? Yeah, what can be my output? See, when my input is cos omega 1 n to this digital analog converter, output is cos 2 pi f1t. If I multiply with 0.2, after reconstruction, I am going to get into 0.2 only.
Amplitude will not.
See, I am multiplying with 0.2. I should get once again 0.2, right? And if I multiply this with 0.1, I am going to get 0.1 as the output. This thing I am doing with the help of digital signal processor. Yeah, I'll try to give that once again. Okay, clear frame is there, right? What I am doing here is cos 2 pi f1t analog to digital converter followed by digital signal processor followed by digital to analog converter. For example, this is my input cos 2 pi f1t plus cos 2 pi f2t, where f1 corresponds to 1 kilohertz, f2 corresponds to 3 kilohertz, and let me have sampling rate corresponds to 10 kilo samples per second. Now, is it allowed or not, these frequencies?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Allowed, sir.
Less than fs by 2, right? Less than 5 kilohertz. fs by 2 equals to 5 kilohertz. Less than 5 kilohertz are allowed for this. Now there is no issue with this. After ADC, I am going to get cos omega 1 n plus cos omega 2 n. For example, in my digital signal processor along with memory, I have some digital filter program where what my digital filter is doing is acting like some sort of low pass filter. For example, I designed a digital filter as follows: 0 to, yeah, what is the equivalent digital cutoff frequency for what is the equivalent digital cutoff frequency for 3, right? I am using 2 kilohertz. I have fs equals to 10 kilo samples per second. I want to design low pass filter with the cutoff frequency 2 kilohertz. Then what should be omega c? 2 pi into f by fs, right? Then what is this? 2k divided by 10k. 5, right? Is it okay? 2 pi by 5? 2 pi by 5. Is it okay or any mistake? Radians per sample. what I am doing is I am trying to design digital filter, digital low pass filter with a cutoff frequency omega c equals to 2 pi by 5. Let's assume ideal filter. Gain 1 in pass band, gain 0 in stop band. Stop band gain is 0. Now, according to this filtering, what is the output of this? Yeah, what is the output we are going to get? First of all, what is omega 1? Where f1 equal to 1 kilohertz, right? What is omega 1? 2 pi into f1 by fs, right? Yeah, what is this value? 2 pi by 10.
2 pi by
Right? Yeah, radians per sample. Then what is my omega 2? 2 pi into f2 means 3k, right? 3k by 10k. Then what is this? 6 pi by. Oh, is it true or any mistake is there in this? Okay, that is okay. Yeah, this is pi by 5, right? This is equal to pi by 5. That's fine. This is 6 pi by 10. This is 3 pi by 5, right? This is 3 pi by 5. This is pi by 5, 3 pi by 5. 3 pi by 5 is somewhere here, right? This is my omega versus gain of that frequency. And my pi by 5 is before this, right? Somewhere here. This is my pi by 5. Then what will happen to this output? What is the output? It's a filter, right? See, input of this digital signal processor is cos omega 1 n plus cos omega 2 n. Then what is the output? Where omega 1 is pi by 5. And omega 2 corresponds to 3 pi by 5. And I have digital low pass filter with a cutoff frequency, ideal low pass filter with a cutoff frequency 2 pi by 5. Then what is my output? Yeah, what is this output?
cos omega 1 n.
Yes, this is cos omega 1 n, right? Because output I am going to get is cos omega 1 n into 1 gain plus cos omega 2 n into gain at this frequency 0, right? 0. This got nullified, the second term. I am going to get this. Now if you apply to DAC, I am going to get, what is this output? Cos 2 pi f1t, right? Cos 2 pi f1t. The constant n log 1 is cos 2 pi f1t. That's what I am going to get, right? Yeah, what I had done in this experiment is I tried to implement analog low pass filter with cutoff frequency. Yeah, what is the cutoff frequency? Equivalent analog filter. 2 kilohertz, right? 2 kilohertz. We implemented analog low pass filter with cutoff frequency with the help of DSP, digital filter. This is exactly behaving like a equivalent analog filter, right? This entire setup, this entire block is trying to behave like analog low pass filter with a cutoff frequency 2 kilohertz. That's what we had done there. This is my input x of t. This is my analog low pass filter. Analog low pass filter with cutoff frequency 2 kilohertz. This is my output I am going to expect. We try to implement this indirectly with the help of a digital system through some program. For that, what we had done is x of t converted to x of n. After converting this into x of n, we are going for digital filter, digital low pass filter with a cutoff frequency. Equivalent cutoff frequency for 2 kilohertz is 2 pi by 5. After this digital filter, we are reconverting back to analog, digital to analog circuit, analog conversion. Then we are going to get y of t. This y of t, these y of t both are same. Instead of analog low pass filter, we used this setup ADC, DAC, and DSP. We can implement anything with the help of such setups. But the constraint we need to remember is f should be less than or equals to fs by 2. Up to that we can process. Beyond that we can't do. That's the only constraint. Yeah. That's what we had done while removing that noise from your audio file, right? We try to remove that out of band noise with the help of DSP, that program, right? Digital filter. After that, we applied that to digital to analog converter followed by speaker. Yeah, do you have any doubts? You can ask. Yeah, no problem. You can ask, right? You can interact. I'm expecting an interaction from you. Or you can type, no problem for me. Yeah, this is fs by 2. What if f greater than fs by 2, not fc? Fs is the sampling rate. There will be aliasing effect. If f greater than fs by 2, there will be aliasing effect, which we are going to discuss in our earlier next classes. If f greater than fs by 2, high frequency components will behave like low frequency components. Some bad effect we can see. Yeah, anyhow, that we'll try to cover in sampling theorem. Yeah, any other questions? Yeah, it's fine. Thank you. Yeah, you can leave the session. That's fine.
Sir, attendance link.
Oh, once again, I forgot, right? Okay. Yeah, within 1 hour, I'll try to do that one. You may give the attendance from today onwards. From afternoon itself, we can do that. Yeah. That's
Okay, sir.